Tell us a little bit about how you recruit top people, how you identify them, and what's the process for that.
Yeah, I'm a talent scout. What I'm saying is I look for talent. I'm like a homing device. I don't care if I go out to dinner somewhere and somebody introduces me to somebody. Let's say somebody comes to my house and they sell me, I'm getting my gutters cleaned or something my company doesn't do. When I meet someone talented, I get their name and phone number and I'm having lunch with them. And even if it's just to kind of feel them out, to kind of see where they may fit in the equation at a later date.
Mm-hmm.
Like in my desk at my office, I've got cards of people that like are my next idea. This is the person I want to partner with. And I tell people that we'll go to lunch and I go, listen, I'm an entrepreneur. Every year I typically have something I'm going to launch. And you're just somebody that I may reach out to and they'll go, I'd love for you to do that. And I've been using that formula, over and over. I give it like a simple example of how I do it to a T. This will be the simplest way to how I did. All right. Gig strategic. Just I'm making all this so that you can follow it. Gig strategic. If you Google it, GIG strategic.com, you're going to see James. All right. And he runs my company. He's worked with Fortune 100 companies. I do not know how to do digital marketing, and my competitors were doing a lot of digital marketing. I do like your Super Bowl ads. I did the US Open golf. I use a lot of traditional media, so I didn't understand digital marketing. Everybody wanted my account because I spend big money on advertising. So the TV stations, everybody was pitching me. It's about
Yep.
4 years ago. The radio station comes in, meeting in my conference room, and everybody's trying to sell me. The quietest guy in the room was that guy, James. But I knew he was the smartest guy in the room. And they had all his sales managers and all that. And I kept talking to James in the meeting going, all right, James, how does this work? And if how does, like Facebook ads and all, I just wanted to understand it. He made it very, very simple for me. The meeting was over. Everybody gave me their business cards. I threw everybody's business cards away, but James's. I called James the next day. I said, James, listen, I'm going to hire you guys to handle my digital marketing, but you're going to do it. I will hire if you do it. And I said, every month I want you to come to my office and tell me in under 15 minutes what I spent my money on, whether it's working or not working. Show me whether it's working or not working, or tell me how you're going to pivot. Very simple. I just want to do every 15 minutes. And I said, and oh, by the way, you're either going to come work for me or you and I are going to start a company together. I asked him about that later. He said, you have one of them personalities where you're either the most arrogant SOB or the most confident. He goes, but I believed it. He goes, you just give off that air like you wouldn't have said it if you didn't mean it. So needless to say, he took over my account, did an incredible job. That was like in November when we started. May of that year, I asked him, have you ever been to Disney World? He's got young kids. He goes, no, we've never been to Disney World, but my wife and I have talked about it. I go, great. I want to pay for you and your family to go to Disney World. He goes, well, why would you do that? I said, I told you when we talked originally that you were either going to come work for me or be one of my partners. And this is my down payment.
Mm-hmm.
So I paid for his trip to Disney World, and it was thousands and thousands of dollars. 2 years later, he and I started Gig Strategic. Needless to say, I've gotten that Disney World vacation back and a whole lot of zeros. But I'm always looking for talent. And I told him that about a year in, I said, listen, you need to leverage yourself for a big raise. I said, you are their digital marketing company. His wife was a stay-at-home mom. So I'm like, don't necessarily run the entrepreneurship route. Try to get it just a massive raise and hope maybe they'll give it to you. They didn't. That was their mistake. I remember it was like right before Christmas, they said, no, we're not going to give it to you. I said, great. January 1st, we're launching this company. And I said, I'll guarantee what you make at the radio. So he told me what the amount was. I'll guarantee it for a year. I only had to bankroll 1 month of expenses. We launched it so fast. I brought all my poker buddies that own companies. We sold them all. It's a 7-figure company. And that's just how I do it. I'm like a homing device. I've done that. James is one of, I can literally go one story after another. All my partners in my company is a similar story like that. Like I meet somebody on my son's soccer team, a dad who just got laid off, was an engineer. Well, that engineer now runs my roofing, siding, and solar division.
Yeah.
It's just every story like that.